Motocross, a sport racing motorized cycles on a dirt track, up hills, over jumps, and around hairpin corners, all the while trying to stay upright and to be the first one across the finish line. Motocross offers both the spectator and the competitor tremendous excitement, thrilling speeds, seemingly impossible maneuvers second to no other motorsport. Motocross requires total concentration, dedication, brute strength, surgical precision, and perfect coordination. In 1979, the top professional motocross riders were tested with the National Athletic Health Institute, comparing their stamina, endurance, and strength with other top athletes. They were found to be the most physically fit group of athletes ever to be tested. Let's meet some of the top professional motocross riders. Mark Barnett, Team Suzuki. Donnie Hansen, Team Honda. Warren Reed, Team Kawasaki. Brock Glover, Team Yamaha. Chuck Sun, Team Honda. Mike Bell, Team Yamaha. Kent the Rhinestone Cowboy Howerton, Team Suzuki. The 1980 Coca-Cola Super Bowl of Motocross Challenge of a Champion.
There goes Glover. Ward trying to pass in midair, and Glover cut him off. Now Ward comes back and hammers again at Glover, and Ward drives Glover to the outside. Jeff Ward wins it.
The Rose Bowl track this year is no bed of roses, and the checker flag's got my name on it.
Well, don't send your application to the Hall of Fame yet, Glover.
Yeah, well, I hope you enjoyed the halftime show, because that's about as much fun as you're going to have.
See Ward and Glover now tied in the points race, battle it out on a track just like the Coliseum. Miller Supercross Finals, Rose Bowl, Saturday, August 17th, 6:30. Tickets now at Ticketmaster, Super Shops, and Suzuki dealers.
If you've got pets and carpets, you've probably also got fleas, because when your pets bring in fleas, their eggs can hatch in your carpets, and soon out come hundreds of new fleas, hungry to make a meal of your pet or you. The answer? Rug Patrol. It kills fleas and freshens carpets, and it's easy to use. Just sprinkle it on, vacuum it up, and away go fleas. Rug Patrol from Sargent's. Kills fleas and freshens carpets.
The Nissan King Cab.
Why don't you read to her from a picture book?
This brochure is full of pictures. Aaron, you like these pictures?
Yeah.
Okay, look here. Southern California Nissan Datsun dealers now have a full line of trucks. King cabs, 4x4s, long beds, short beds. Did you know that?
No.
See, this is educational. Okay, we'll compromise. Once upon a time, her Nissan Datsun dealer said to Little Red Riding Hood,
Your Nissan Datsun dealer wants to sell you your next truck and your next one.
Hi, this is Larry Huffman, inviting you to meet a very special professional athlete, motocrosser Kent Howerton. Kent travels 40,000 miles a year across the United States, racing every weekend for 10 months out of the year. He won the Motorcycle Olympiad and the inaugural Superbikers competition against some of the best motorcycle racers in the world. Kent Howerton now holds the coveted 250 National Motocross title. For the next 30 minutes, we'll be following Kent and his lovely wife, Jill, as he trains and prepares for the 1980 Coca-Cola Super Bowl of Motocross.
I started racing about when I was 18, and what happened was I'd been riding at this area, and this guy saw me, and he let me race his bike at a local race. And after doing that, I got so involved with it, you know, and I just couldn't get enough of the racing, and it just kept growing from there to a dealer sponsor, to a distributor sponsor, and finally to a factory sponsorship. And now it's, you know, the only thing I do.
The ABC television Superbike race. Kent Howerton raced against the top riders from all motorcycle sports. He competed with them on a specially designed race course that combined flat track, drag racing, motocross, and road racing. Kent is totally dedicated to his sport. His complete knowledge of his craft and his combined skills in the various racing surfaces led him to the winner's circle once again. Recently, I talked to Kent and Jill Howerton. I asked Kent what winning meant to him.
So many people are involved with it. You know, you got your mechanics, and Jill, and then just everybody is really involved in it in some sort of way. And for me to win doesn't present the same pleasure it did the first time I won. And now to see everybody else's faces light up and everybody's happy, then that makes me happy.
In April 1980, Kent was a winner again at the Pontiac, Michigan Silverdome Supercross event. The main event, 25 riders lined up, the best in the world, heading into a turn wide enough for only 6 bikes, like a gang of guys trying to get through a closet door at once. And braking in front after the first turn, it was Kent Howerton of Team Suzuki with his teammate, the tough young street fighter from Bridgeview, Illinois, Mark Barnett in second. In the final few feet of the race, Barnett had slipped by Howerton and headed for the checkered flag. It was Suzuki 1 and 2, Barnett in front and Howerton in second spot, but it was not to be as they headed for the final turn. 20 feet away from the checkered flag, Barnett threw it into a slide and stalled the bike. And Kent Howerton slipped by to take the checkered flag at the Pontiac Silverdome Supercross. Kent talked about his mental preparation.
Mentally is probably hard, and it's not really hard either, because if I go out and I do all the things I need to do in the middle of the week, if I'm training and I do all the riding I need to do, and I know the bike's going to be strong, and that's, you know, already taken care of by my mechanic, so all I have to do is worry about my training and then my physical training with the bike. And when those things all go together, then mentally I'm strong. So it's really just a matter of doing them to become mentally prepared.
Kent explains the difference between stadium motocross and national outdoor motocross.
In a stadium race, it's short, it's about 20 minutes. The tracks are very narrow. The speed in which the guy in first place is going compared to the guy in fifth or sixth place is going is not very much different. And there's just simply not enough time to really separate yourself and get out in front.
Stand by for the biggest rock and roll value in America. 62 solid gold hits by the original stars, only $19.95. This is Rock and Roll Show.
Hey, little girl in the high school sweater, I'm in with the in crowd. Go, Rena, go, Rena. Hey now, it's swinging, pumping time.
Every one of the 62 songs on Rock and Roll Show are solid gold hits, all done by the original stars.
Listen to the rhythm of the falling rain. Won't you let me take you on the sea cruise? Beep, beep, bye, bye, oh, oh, oh. 16 candles. Just a dream, just a dream.
Go into the chapel.
Goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
Well, do you wanna dance and hold my hand? This is Rock and Roll Show, available on 5 LPs or 5 cassettes, also available on 8-track tape. 62 hits for only $19.95, and only through this exclusive TV offer.
Run away.
What a day for a daydream. The best rock value in America today. 62 cuts, every one a solid gold hit by the original superstar who made them great. Rock and Roll Show, available on 5 LPs or 5 cassette tapes, also available on 8-track tape. Only $19.95. Stand by and we'll tell you how to order.
To order COD or credit card, call toll-free 1-800-826-1110. That's 1-800-826-1110. Or save COD and handling charges by sending $19.95 for 5 LPs, 5 cassette, or 3 8-track to Rock and Roll Show, P.O. Box 8515, Nashville, Tennessee.
It takes intense physical training to prepare for the motocross wars. And each rider has his own way of toughening up for the battle. Tremendous arm, shoulder, stomach, leg, and back strength are required to manhandle these mechanical buck and broncos. On some jumps, the rider absorbs forces capable of bending steel.
Physically, I prepare myself by running a lot. A very strenuous running program, up and down hills, to get a variable type of resistance rather than just a flat, smooth type. The way I like to practice is Monday's the day I rest, try and recuperate on that. Tuesday, it depends on what I feel like. If it was a real hard race, then I may just want to go trail riding, something light and easy. And then on Wednesday, I always go out to the motocross track. I'll practice for 2 or 3 hours. Then on Thursday, I'll go back trail riding. So I try to get a lot of variety in, and I think that makes a well-balanced practice. To go really, really fast, you have to be perfectly relaxed and be able to flow with the bike. If you're a little bit tense, you can't lean the bike over and hit the berm right, or you can't hit the jump right. You just got to be ultra relaxed.
Relaxing under intense physical exertion. Now that's a good trick. Look at how Kent's arms, shoulders, and legs work with the suspension of the motorcycle. He uses his powerful arm strength, keeping his weight over the rear wheel to power through this soft sand. And diet is important, too.
The diet I like to follow is, for breakfast, I eat a normal breakfast, you know, just bacon and eggs and whole wheat toast, orange juice, milk. And for lunch, you know, whatever I feel like eating. And for dinner, I try and eat just a well-balanced dinner, a little bit of variety. Just enough that I'm always getting the things I need. The only time I do a little bit different is like on race day, I try and eat a lot of carbohydrates.
July 12, 1980. Race day at the Los Angeles Coliseum, scene of the 1980 Coca-Cola Super Bowl of motocross. Stadium motocross started back in 1972, and it's grown to a sport with 11 races a year and an annual attendance of 500,000 people. What do you like about Supercross?
It's got a lot of action.
What do you like about Supercross racing?
The noise.
Well, it's exciting. I just enjoy it. I race myself. I ride Grand Prix and Enduros and that, and I just love racing. You know, the guys that are out there, geez, some of the best in the world, and you couldn't ask for anything more exciting.
What do you like best about the Supercross racing?
The excitement of it. I mean, I ride myself, and we rode last Sunday at California City, and I just like riding motorcycles.
I think, the competition better. I don't know, and just the way they ride the bikes, I think they're fantastic. When they fall, they get back up again and take off again.
How long have you been coming to the Super Bowl?
Oh, since 1976.
Why do you like it?
Oh, it's the racing. It gets better every year. It's pretty radical out there, so it's pretty good, and they're all the top pros of all the classes, so you get to see everybody all in one race going for it.
What do you like about the Super Bowl?
I like the excitement of it. I like stadium riding because I can see everything.
Behind the scenes, as the mechanics prepare the machines, fine-tuning every movable part, checking and rechecking their workmanship for the first skirmishes of the day. Kent's wife, Jill, talked to us about her responsibilities. Is it difficult to do all this traveling and keep things together and the ironing and the cooking and all this on the road?
Yes, it's really difficult. Like Wednesday night before we came here, they had a party for Kent at home to celebrate him winning the 250 National Championship. And we got home really late, and I was up ironing till 2 that morning, and our flight was at 8. Oh. But, you know, as long as he gets his sleep, he's the one that has to race.
Do you enjoy going to the races?
I love it.
Why?
It's really exciting, and I think that it's good to have me there giving him moral support, and I'm just really proud of him, and it's just great watching him out there.
Who's your favorite rider?
Today is Chuck's son.
All the way for Bill.
Your favorite rider?
Barnett.
You think Mark Barnett can win tonight?
He won last year, and he can do it again.
Who's going to win tonight?
My guess is Kent Howerton.
Really? Why Howerton?
Because he's fast.
Howerton's going to win.
The sun has set over Southern California. We see a full view of the 3/4-mile-long dirt battleground. The spectators await the start of heat number 2. The riders line up at the starting gate. Kent Howerton will be riding the yellow and blue number 4 Suzuki. Muscles tense, the riders leaned forward against the European-style starting gate. The gate dropped and heat number 2 was underway. The pack into the first turn, a sharp left-hander. One rider went down early. Breaking away out in front over a series of hoop-to-dos was Kent Howerton. They went up the peristyle and then down the other side of the peristyle, a jump constructed by laying plywood across the seats of the Coliseum and covering it by dirt. Out in front was Kent Howerton, closely followed by Big Marty Tripes out of San Diego, California. To the opposite end of the Coliseum, around a diabolical over and under tunnel that proved to be the downfall of many riders during the race. Down the front straightaway, Howerton was fully in command, approaching 70 miles an hour in 5th gear. But right on his heels was Marty Tripes. Tripes knew he had to stick a wheel inside Howerton on one of the turns. Over 6 feet tall and over 205 pounds, Tripes was putting the pressure on Howerton. Over the series of hoop-to-dos, then up again outside the peristyle jump. The crowd was getting their money's worth. Howerton flew over the peristyle 60 feet to the floor of the Coliseum, still in control and still in front. Howerton in front, Team Yamaha's Marty Tripes in second spot. and a Honda rider trying desperately to gain on him in third. Again, around and over and under the tunnel. Then back to the front straightaway, and Howerton put the coals to the Suzuki. The dirt, very hard packed for this time, had been the downfall of a number of riders earlier, causing bent spokes and broken rims. Howerton in front the final lap. Tripes falling off the pace just a little bit as Kent Howerton wheelied across the finish line, taking heat number 2.
A tough one.
Thank you, Larry. Marty was going pretty fast there, and at the last there, I managed to pull away a little bit. But I think I kind of bent my front wheel again.
How?
The jumps are so hard, and you have to hit them so fast that you're hitting so hard that the spokes are pulling the hub egg-shaped. And it's, you know, my wheel was gone about halfway through there, and I just didn't have the brakes I used to have. But I'm glad I stayed together, because in practice I broke with it. Usually when I do that, I'm riding really hard, so I feel good.
The men who help prepare their riders to give 110% are the team managers. Like the managers of other professional sports teams, they keep the wheels rolling by planning strategies and helping their athletes stay in top physical form.
What's the most important job of a team manager?
Boy, that's a tough one. I think the psychology for the riders is probably as important as having a good rider.
To make sure that the rules are interpreted in the manner that they should be interpreted and not in favor of another team or, you know, another brand, to make sure that things aren't dangerous for the riders, to make sure to oversee the mechanics, make sure that everything is prepared properly, and to give the riders what little advice that I can from my racing days.
I think the most important function is organization, preparation, and communication amongst all the people.
To keep the operations going under all conditions. You can't be set back by anything. To expect the unexpected, I would say.
You notice it when you don't have hair. You feel a little more self-conscious.
How did I feel when I was first losing my hair? I felt terrible.
These people are not actors, but real people, and balding is a real problem. Now there may be an answer. Dr. Parola, medical doctor at the University of Helsinki, discovered an effective treatment for hair loss for both men and women. Proven to be safe, Dr. Parola says.
It's very safe. It was about 80% success.
The Helsinki formula, now available in the United States, is a simple yet effective shampoo and conditioner. Here's what people are saying about the Helsinki formula.
I'm going to keep using this stuff because it seems to be working. It really does.
Out of the 15 years I've been cutting hair, actually, no, I haven't seen hair come back this way.
A dramatic difference. A lot of hair all over the front of my head. Yeah, this is only in 4 months, not over a 5-year period, but in 4 months. All of this hair in this area is new.
I'm looking forward to a full head of hair, and as I said before with the Helsinki formula, I was very, very pleased with what I've gotten back so far.
Hair has been coming in a lot more, and he used to have a hairline that receded quite far back, and we've watched it come forward.
The Helsinki formula, researched and tested for 6 years at the University of Helsinki, is just $39.95 for a 3-month supply. For a limited time only, will include a bottle of vitamins especially formulated for the hair. To order by Visa or MasterCard, call toll-free 1-800-543-8000 or send a check or money order payable to Pantron 1 to P.O. Box 48806, Los Angeles, California, 90048. Include $2 for postage and handling. If it doesn't work for you, the full purchase price will be refunded within 90 days. As a major newspaper said about the Helsinki formula, what have you got to lose that you haven't already lost? Call toll-free 1-800-543-8000.
And I'd like to thank all the people who voted for me, because just getting the truck is one thing, but knowing that everybody really wanted me to get it is more important than having the truck. I hope I can still be the rider that you want to pick for next year. So thank you very much.
The main event, 20 laps. The 25 best racers in the world in this uniquely Americanized sport of Supercross. 25 riders, but only one will be crowned champion. And the champagne glory and gold will go to the toughest, the one who can survive. The mechanics move back behind the riders, holding stopwatches. Nervousness, nervous energy, butterflies in the stomach. Howerton eyes the starter. Rocking back and forth, trying to work off the nervous energy. The gate dropped, and the Super Bowl of Motocross main event was underway. One rider having problems into the hay bales, it was Warren Reed, Team Kawasaki. But out in front was the three-time 125 national champion Brock Glover. Glover, number 11, riding his first ever Super Bowl of Motocross out in front, and followed very closely by Team Honda's Johnny Hansen. Down the back straightaway, it was Glover in front, 2 or 3 bike lengths back, Hansen. Into the tunnel. In third spot, it was Kent Howerton, the Rhinestone Cowboy. Glover, Yamaha, Hansen Honda, and Howerton Suzuki. Over the whoop-to-doos, made even harder now, almost like asphalt from the pounding of the 200-pound works bikes. Glover, the youngest American motorcycle champion ever, 17-year-old high school senior when he won his first title. He is out in front. The mechanics signaled the riders, kept them informed of their positions, and who was behind them. Steve Wise, the winner of the 1979 New Orleans Supercross, was out early. Howerton began putting the pressure on Hansen. Through the tunnel and over the tunnel, he attempted to slip by, and Hansen slammed the door on him. Hansen had to contend with a charging Howerton from the back as he watched Glover open up his lead. As Dan Gurney once said, the most important requisite of a rider or driver is total concentration. And Hansen was being hounded by Howerton in third spot. Warren Reed lapped by Glover. The team managers anxiously studied the riders, watching their positions. Howerton continued to put the pressure on Johnny Hansen. They came up to the tunnel again. Hansen trying to concentrate. No. Howerton slipped by on the inside. It took just an instant for Hansen to lose his concentration, and Howerton was by in a flash. Glover was in front, trying to open up an already almost insurmountable lead. Howerton in second spot, and Hansen on the Honda in third. It was Howerton's last chance to try to catch the incredibly hard-charging Glover. As Glover, flying out of the Coliseum peristyle, heading for his first ever Super Bowl of Motocross win. It had to be an incredible rush for a young kid. The checkered flag, Glover taking it. Kent Howerton finishing second.
I just got out front, Larry, and I just did exactly what I knew I could do, is just go as fast as I can, as smooth as possible. Sure paid off back here, I know that.
You were opening up a lead there toward the end.
Yeah, it's just it kept increasing about 1 second, maybe 2 seconds a lap. About 5 laps from the end, I just cooled it and wanted to make sure I won this here Super Bowl, and that's exactly what I'm after. First time I've ever raced it, and I came and conquered. I was really, really happy.
You made it look easy, if I can use that word.
I don't mind at all if you use it. I really appreciate the compliment, and I'm just so excited. I'm shaking from happiness, not fatigue.
Glover got on in front, and that was more or less it. But the excitement happened between you and Howerton. How did that go?
He was behind me. I heard him behind me almost the whole race. And I was just trying to keep my cool and stay in the right lines and hope for the best.
Then he passed you? What happened exactly when he passed you?
Going up to the tornado, when I was approaching, I screwed up a little bit, and he got underneath me.
That's all it takes, isn't it?
Yeah.
I kept trying to get underneath of him there. You know, I saw him, he's getting a little bit tired, I think.
and I kept coming underneath there, and I almost got him one time, so I thought, well, hey, I'm going to go on the outside and really gas it. And what happened was he was still trying to set up, and I dove underneath of him, and that was all I needed, so I got it.
Kent's wife, Jill, carefully records each race so he knows what he and his competition did right and wrong. Like a professional football player, an important aspect of Kent's training is studying videotapes of his races. It might make the difference needed to win the next race.
When I look at the tape, I try and look at my style and see anything that there might be a flaw, you know, if I'm holding my arms too high or if I'm holding my head too far back. Something that I can look at and see, you know, that I might be doing wrong so I can improve on it. I think it makes a difference on how I look in the future, how many years I want to keep on doing this. You have, say, they think 25 is where you reach your peak, but really, I'm 26 now, and I've done better than I ever have done before. So I would have to say the next 3 to 4 years are going to be my best years, you know, the way I feel. And I think everybody matures a little bit differently, and it depends on their mental attitude. I started racing motocross relatively late, so I think the attitude and my physical condition is good, and I think I have, you know, 3 or 4 primal years where I'm going to do better than I have done.
His best years as a motocross rider are just ahead, but what about long-range goals?
Well, someday, all the things that I've learned, I would like to kind of help, you know, other kids, you know, get rides with bikes and teach them how to ride, because to learn all that, you need to put some back out, and it just feels good when I can help some guy and I can watch him and I can see him improving. It really helps me feel good to know that I helped him do that.
Kent Howerton, 26 years old, from San Antonio, Texas, motocross champion. The 1980 Coca-Cola Super Bowl of Motocross Challenge of a Champion. Brought to you by Suzuki Motorcycles. See the full line of Suzuki motorcycles at your local Suzuki dealer.